There's been an off-script shoot altercation in AEW. The Rock buys more of WWE. Pretty much the whole WWE Raw Netflix debut episode just got leaked. And more. I'm Ollie Davis. You're always defending Jam That Champion with his title on the line for tonight's Raw. And this is the WrestleTalk News. Mwah! Ba-dum!
Support WrestleTalk!
Get exclusive bonus videos over at patreon.com/WrestleTalk. There are a few certainties in life: death, taxes, and Kenny Omega having the best match of the year immediately into it. Despite being put on the shelf with a life-threatening case of diverticulitis in December 2023, the bestest of best bout machines returned to the ring on Sunday 5th's Wrestle Dynasty show to face Gabe Kidd, where he had a match so brilliant and so bloody that it made Horseshoe Tanahashi cry at ringside. Quick, someone bottle his tears. That's how he makes his hair so voluminous. Omega and Kidd went just over half an hour in their match, which was the longest match of the night. And as great as Omega was, Kidd was right there with him, putting in a Lion's Pride performance so fiery it might make him the babyface soul of New Japan in the future, providing AEW or WWE don't sign him first like they do for everyone else who gets over in Japan. While Wrestle Dynasty had excellent in-ring wrestling, the weekend didn't have the magic of previous WrestleKingdom two-nighters. The January 4th show was main evented by Zack Sabre Jr. and Shota Umino for the IWGP World Heavyweight title, but they lost the crowd at points in their 45-minute match, and Takakai Kadani, the CEO of New Japan's parent company Bushi Road, said of the following night's joint Wrestle Dynasty show with AEW, maybe it would have been better to do it at a distance on January 4th. As for things to reflect on this time, I think we weren't able to create the feel of a joint event nor of a rivalry, so it ended up being a bit half-hearted. That's something to reflect on. Wrestle Dynasty was, in theory, a joint show between New Japan, AEW, CMLL, ROH and Stardom, but it was largely just AEW versus New Japan matches. At least we got Takeshita coming out of the weekend as a double champion, with him first beating Shingo Takagi to add the never openweight belt to his AEW International title, and he then retained both in a classic against Tomohiro Ishii at Wrestle Dynasty. And with that win, Takeshita announced that he will be now representing 3 different promotions: his original DDT, AEW, and now also New Japan. Kadani later revealed that Takeshita had signed a 1-year deal with New Japan, which will allow him to wrestle across all 3 promotions. AEW's Young Bucks will also stick around in New Japan as they won the IWGP Tag Team Championships at Wrestle Dynasty. And Mercedes Moné added another belt to her collection, beating Mina Shirakawa for her Rev Pro British Women's Championship too. But they aren't the only wrestlers New Japan now has more regular access to, because a former WWE star could be about to trump them all. Baron Corbin! Following his contract officially expiring at the end of 2024, Corbin, whose real name is Tom Pestock, is now free to go wherever he wants. He was reportedly backstage at AEW's World's End pay-per-view, and now Fightful claims that New Japan is interested in bringing him in too. But out of all their very large roster, it might be someone else AEW needs to send away to cool off. Roosh is one of the most exciting wrestlers to watch today for me. Not because he does big flippity flips, not because he cuts great promos. It's because, with Roosh, he's so intense, it actually feels like he's beating people up. It's still real to him, damn it. But unfortunately, with that intensity comes too much intensity. His AEW career has felt very start-stop since he signed over 2 years ago in 2022. First, he paired with Andrade, forming their Los Ingobernables faction from CMLL. Then he re-signed in July 2023, but suffered a torn hamstring that put him out for 4 months. He had a brief filler feud with MJF in July, and then seemed to finally be getting an actual storyline, getting recruited by the Don Callis family. But then he reformed Los Ingobernables again, this time with Dralistico and the Beast Mortos, as Jake Roberts acquired Roosh in exchange for Don Callis getting Lance Archer. Oh no, I've gone cross-eyed. Anyway, it turns out that it's not just convoluted booking that's made Roosh disappear from TV. In a match on the 13th of November episode of Rampage, where Roosh and Dralistico took on Richard Holiday and Alec Price in a squash match, Dralistico allegedly got physical with Holiday while he was being legitimately checked out by medics in an unaired moment. Dralistico kept stomping Holiday while he was on the ground, which made the AEW doctor angry. This caused a direct change in plans, as Rush and Dralistico were planned to beat the Acclaimed on the following night's episode of Collision, which would have seen them qualify for the four-way tag title match at Full Gear. Instead, the Acclaimed were booked to beat Los Ingobernables. Rush and Dralistico haven't been seen on AEW TV since. Meanwhile, over in WWE, The Rock is taking that final boss title too literally. A year ago, Rock the Dwayne Johnson was appointed as an official board member of TKO, which is the merged company of WWE and the UFC. Following his match at WrestleMania 40, he was given shares worth $9 million. In a new filing with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, it's now been revealed that Johnson has acquired 96,557 more shares, which, along with the increased valuation of TKO, means he currently owns just over $41 million of it. While that sounds like a lot, as TKO is worth an estimated $11.5 billion, his total overall share of the company is about 1/3%. But that 1/3%, combined with his director position and star power, is enough to let him do whatever in the blue hell he wants. In an interview with Sports Illustrated, Triple H has said, "The one thing about The Rock, you can call him the final boss. In a way, it's an accurate statement. He has earned the right and is in the position to do what he wants to do. He does what is right for WWE and the projects that he works on. He's earned the right to kind of come and go and do what he pleases and trust that he'll always do what is right for WWE in the end. He's super collaborative with me and super collaborative with Nick on what we want to do, contrary to what a lot of people think." This corroborates what's being reported behind the scenes, with the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter writing, "There is a belief Rock is doing WrestleMania, although nobody knows what capacity, and as noted, Cena vs. Rhodes is right now scheduled, meaning the original plans for Rhodes vs. Rock are off. But whatever Rock wants to do will happen, and plans will change if he wants them to. Whatever Rock is going to do, if he'll have a prominent role, one would expect to be teased on the 6th of January, because with all the hype around that date, it's expected that will be the largest audience for an episode of Raw this year, and maybe for years to come. And setting up his Mania direction, just like he did on the first Raw of the year in 2024 with his sitting at the head of the table line, seems even more likely, as The Rock has since confirmed on his Instagram that he will be on the Netflix debut Raw. And according to Chris Featherstone, who has gotten several reports correct recently, we know what kind of segment The Rock will have, along with most of the rest of the episode's format sheet. The Rock's involvement on the show is that he will be cutting a promo. Hulk Hogan is scheduled to appear. He will be cutting a promo as well. John Cena will also be appearing and cutting a promo to hype his farewell tour. Steve Austin was originally discussed to appear, but that has been scrapped. WWE is really focused on making this a PLE quality show to kick off the partnership. In addition to all that, Logan Paul has also been confirmed to appear at the show. Yay! Triple H has teased his wife Stephanie McMahon for making a cameo, and PW Insider is reporting that Shawn Michaels is set to feature too. But the biggest debut will surely have to be all the sponsor logos on the mat. After Friday's SmackDown debuted a new blue ring mat, Fightful has reported that earlier in that day, WWE was experimenting with a different design that is expected to be the new canvas for Raw, which is black and features sponsorship logos everywhere for Netflix, Fortnite, Riyadh Season, Snickers, Cricket, and Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer brand. There's also the WWE transfer portal set to take place, where PW Insider and a boo of wrestle purists are reporting Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn will move from Raw to SmackDown, putting them on the same brand as Kevin Owens. But Fightful writes there will be a lot of crossover on both shows for a while. And there's also 4 whole matches announced, with Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley, Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso, CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. To fit all this in, Triple H has said Netflix is giving them a little bit more freedom in the format here, which means they can go to 3 hours or over if they feel they need it. But who will win all those huge matches? Click mine and Luke's predictions video in the link down below where I put the championship on the line. I love you, Co-op Margarita Stuffed Crust Pizza. I mean, Solo Sikoa. Here's a clip.
You know what? Do you want to put this on the line?
Oh, hey. Well, I mean, that's more of a question for you than anything else.
It's red. Well, actually, it's a question for you. Because you can challenge me whenever you want.
So are you thinking, if you pick Solo Sikoa... Don't wave it in my face. Roman Reigns would do.
Are you going to chicken?
Well, bearing in mind, I've already got one stake to that title from our 2025 predictions video as well. When Kevin Owens signs with AEW, that belt's coming right home to me.
Specifically on this match, if you're going Roman Reigns to win, I'm going Solo Sikoa.
Great.
Because of Rock involvement. And that is for the championship.
Do I get my 10 quid as well?
Let's see on the 10 quid.